All right. We're getting started early. Happy Friday, everybody. How's it going? We're going to take a minute, get a few yawn. I'm a little early today. And that's all right because I just realized that I'm supposed to show you guys some stuff and I didn't put it on here. So let's do. Let's do that. How's everybody doing? In the meantime, if you jump on, let me know how your week has been because it's been a week. A part of me is like, man, I should just start this over, but we're not going to. We're gonna move on. Yeah. Thought I had some stuff here for you. How you guys doing? Those who are on there, where are you? Let me know where you're at. Oh, there we go. Put that one in there. T-Dog, what up? I forgot to add a bunch of stuff. Yep, and it's not letting me. It's not letting me add the stuff. Ken, good morning, brother. How are you? I'll try it one more time here. Awesome. Well, and this is why I drink coffee. And we're going to put some of this in the coffee this morning because it's already been one of those types of mornings. It's all right. I went to the gym. It's supposed to help, I think, a little bit, right? That's what kind of morning we're what's the kind of morning we're having today. Good grief. I'm ready for March, though. I'm happy it's March because February sucked. A lot went on in February, but we're here now. March is here. It is St. Patty's Day coming up, which I'm excited about, which is why I'm all decked out in this. Hey, Victory Leadership, thank you. JJ, appreciate you. How'd you earn those beads, buddy? Hey, had to show off my man chest to get these beads. I won't explain what I had to do for the other ones. Doesn't matter. Yeah, man, it's been a crazy JJ over on Instagram. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Franco, what's up, bro? In fact, we might need a little bit more of this. Don't judge me, people. It's St. Patrick's Day week. Not weekend. Boy, maybe I shouldn't put any more of this in here. Maybe we won't. But nonetheless, St. Patty's coming up. My birthday's coming up. And it's just been a crazy life. Has just been crazy, right? Did I share this? I'm gonna share this quick. Sorry. All right. Putting that away, focusing right here. It's Friday, bro. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. And thank God it's Friday. But man, let me tell you something. February was just kind of a crazy month. Just a lot happened, and then went did the NRA thing, and I got sick. There, and I was down for a couple of weeks, but this week was it got much better. Franco, your birthday's on the 18th. Mine's on the 15th. Those of you that care, March 15th is the old man here's birthday. Just letting you know. I accept donations, or you can make a check out to the Adam Bird Retirement Fund. What do I got planned? Great question. Next week, we're going to be out and about. The missus is taking me out to Atlantic City. Never been. I thought we'd get away for a little bit, celebrate the birthday in Atlantic City. So that's what we're going to do. But this month, man, I tell you, this month it's been great so far. It was like February ended and March hit, and it was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Now, I told you guys a couple weeks ago I've been working on building a new studio and stuff for HMG and building a house, a new nest, if you will. And unfortunately, that fell through thanks to the VA. You guys probably remember me saying that. So it didn't work out. So naturally, in my sorrow, I went out and bought a new truck. So now I feel better. It's March, my birthday week or month rather. I got you guys. We're gonna be celebrating hard for St. Patrick's Day this year. What do we have here? Ken is on the 11th. Kim is on the 13th. I love you guys. Ken, Kim, I love you. Probably why we get along so well, right? We'll celebrate. I got to get down there and see you guys. Let's dive into this week. All right. Now that we've got the shenanigans out of the way here, and hopefully you guys are drinking your spiked coffee this morning. It's been a busy week here in the world, right? A lot going on. I want to talk about the first headline today was Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. Did I say that right? To replace Noem as Department of Homeland Security head. Now, Senator Mark Wayne, he's the Mark Wayne Mullen, excuse me. He's a Republican out of Oklahoma, is replacing Kristi Noem as the Secretary of Homeland Security. President Trump announced earlier this week, Noem will serve as the special envoy for the Shield of Americas. I'll get into that in a second, which is a new security effort. But I want to talk about T-Dog. Shenanigans are never out of the way. Thank you. I want to talk about why Kristi Noem was fired. Why do you guys think she was fired? Because there was a lot of things that have been going around in the press, and I found it kind of interesting, so I thought I would talk about it today. Some of the things that I've seen, she was fired due to her poor performance during the congressional testimony where she failed to deny allegations of an affair and misrepresented the approval of advertising funds. This led to a bipartisan criticism and ultimately her dismissal as Homeland Security Secretary. This is from the New York Post, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Fox News. Gene Morentia. Fox News said the congressional testimony issues. She faced significant criticism during her recent testimony before Congress. She failed to deny allegations of an affair with her aide. Well, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, Corey something. She also claimed that President Trump approved $220 million in advertisements featuring her, which Trump later disputed. I'm seeing a lot of weird things going on here. Something doesn't add up right. There's been political pressure. There was a growing bipartisan call for her resignation or impeachment due to her handling of immigration operations. The death of two individuals during immigration enforcement operations in Minneapolis intensified scrutiny of her leadership. I'm seeing some of the old guard here. I don't know. Something's not adding up here. Trump's decision announced her firing as part of a cabinet shakeup, appointing Senator Mark Wayne Mullen as her replacement. Trump expressed dissatisfaction with Noem's performance and stated she would take over the new role as special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Okay, so she gets fired. This is where, help me make sense of this. She gets fired from Homeland Security and is now going to be in charge of the Shield of the Americas, which we'll get into here in a second. Her dismissal reflects a combination of her controversial testimony, political pressure, and Trump's desire for accountability within his administration. Okay, I get it. I get the accountability side of it. What has she done? You know, she's done a lot. A lot of people don't like her because of the things that she has done, especially when it comes to immigration. There's whether whatever side of the fence you sit on, um, she's deported a lot of illegal immigrants, or that were here illegally. Let me put it that way. So if she gets fired from that, or the administration is not happy with her, why put her in charge of this new shield? And why does that sound familiar? What is this new shield? Have you guys been looking into this yet? They're supposed to make an announcement, I believe today in Florida, where there's 11 Latin American Jesus. Yeah. No more spiked coffee for Adam. 11 Latin America countries that are going to be present during this. So what's this new shield of America? Let's talk about it. Where have you heard that term, the shield, before? And this is where I would love to throw up the Tony Stark image. Anyway, Shield of Americas is a new security. Pop wanted to. The Shield of the Americas is a new security incentive launched by President Trump, focusing on the Western Hemisphere. It aims to address issues such as illegal immigration and drug trafficking by fostering cooperation among Latin American countries. Now, the key features to this is to combat, and the purpose of it is to combat drug trafficking. The initiative seeks to dismantle drug cartels and transnational criminal networks. It also to address illegal migration. It aims to reduce mass migration to the U.S. from Latin America. Okay, so she gets fired from Homeland, and she's being put in charge of this, which I'm not upset about. Okay. I think the name The Shield sounds kind of funny. I think it's one of those Hollywood things. And this is probably the conspiracy theory in me. And I'd try to show you the picture of it, but I for some reason it doesn't want to load, but I'm going to try here again. Let me see if that works. Nope. And that's all right. We're not going to do it. So anyway, if you guys are like, the Avengers, remember that the movie, The Avengers, Tony Stark, Black Widow, The Shield. That's what that group was called, The Shield, right? So I think it's just kind of funny. Gene, those are some festive. Don't be jealous. And for the record, I'm not giving away the beads. At least not this week. Got to get in the spirit, Gene. Got to get in the spirit. St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. Birthdays first. We got a lot of people in here with birthdays in March, and I'm loving all of it. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on the switch up here that Trump's doing at Homeland? What do you guys think of this new Senator Mark Wayne Mullen? And what do you think of him putting Kristi Noem in charge of the Shield? Does anybody have any opinion on it? To me, it just sounds, again, the way that this looks is and how it was presented to us in the news outlets is something didn't add up, in my opinion. And this Shield, I think it's going to be something big. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I'd love to get your guys' take on it if anybody is watched that or is paying attention to it. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to the next one here. Trump pressure triggers UK action as bases prepare to host U.S. assets. American stealth bombers may soon land at British air bases as the B-2 bombers deployment expands U.S. military operations tied to the conflict involving Iran. There's a lot of stuff going on over there right now. Reports indicate that the aircraft could arrive anytime. That's all I'm going to say. As Washington strengthens coordination with allies in the region, according to the Telegraph, citing an unnamed senior Western official's airbase at Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. Why are we bringing this up? Why are we bringing up the names? I thought for the longest time Diego Garcia was like that. I mean, it was in the Transformers, so I guess it was, whatever. Anyway, bombers are, and if you don't think they're already over there, I mean, come on. And what are you guys' thoughts on everything that's going on in Iran right now? I'm really curious to get some thoughts on that. I'm seeing a lot of AI generated videos of people mourning the loss of the Ayatollah, the Iran's former leader. I've talked to people who I know personally from there that have gotten out of there years and years and years ago, have not been back since, and they are very happy about that because now there's a chance for them to be able to go home and see family that is still there. This war going on right now, and this administration. I got to tell you guys, I'm not too keen on this administration right now and some of the promises. We were told that we weren't going to go to war. Gas prices were going to go down. I guess I'm complaining about the gas prices because I just bought a diesel, so like $5 a gallon right now is kind of hitting the pocket. But I knew that. Help me see a brighter the positive in this. Let's see here. What do we got here? Ken. No, it was a political eye candy that didn't work out. Okay. Rob AI, Uncle Rob AI is all over the place. And I got another story. Stay tuned because I'm going to talk about that here in a second. I'm going to put this up here. Ken, watch Senator Kennedy's explanation on the Brits and Diego Garcia. Okay. Appreciate that. Gene, what do we got here? Different culture, control, move forward, possible plans, what works. I mean, it's certainly the IMO, right? My question is why did it take so long to get rid of that leader then, if that was the case? I'd also heard earlier this week, or maybe it was over the weekend, that we had to start this war, and this is secondhand. So take this, what I'm about to say, with a grain of salt, but I'm going to say it anyway. Israel told the Trump administration that America has to start this war or Israel would use nuclear weapons. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But let's say that that's true, that happened. I don't think Israel is on the what's that list, the nuclear list where the countries that have nuclear weapons that are involved in that. Israel's not on that list, which means they openly admitted to this administration that they have nuclear weapons. That's what that would allegedly. That's what happened, right? So yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy to me. This stuff isn't adding up right, and I haven't been able to deep dive into this rabbit hole with everything because it seems like there's just a lot going on. It's like, okay, this is kicking off, and now we have the shield kicking off, and usually it's like, here's the left hand So you can't see the right hand, but now it's kind of like, here, look at me, and you can't see the left or the right and what's going on. It's just there's a lot going on right now. Let me catch up here. We talk about how awesome these operations are. No more operation names. Cool. Operation names are cool again. Uh, Canada is about taking out China's oil. That's definitely in the conversation. Taking out oil for China is definitely in the conversation. I had a interesting conversation yesterday morning at the gym. A gentleman who works for a defense contractor who will remain nameless. But he was saying, we were talking about, kind of stuff that's going on in the world right now, and talking about drones and AI and like shipbuilding and the oil. And this ties in with the oil and stuff like that. But the US makes like, I don't know, 3 ships a month or something like that. And China does like 300 ships a month. Now you compare what they have. They have a lot of the manufacturing support to do it, but what they do, and I didn't know this, but every ship that's built, whether it's a fishing vessel or a military vessel, every ship that China builds, regardless of the use for it, it's built for or toward to military specs. Excuse me. So every ship that they build, regardless if it's used for the military or if it's used on the civilian sector for fishing or what have you, it's built or it's built to mil spec. So if something happens, they can call those ships in and then automatically um, outfit them and with because they're already military grade. I found that interesting. Thought I'd share that. Let's move on. Veterans were in the news again. Betrayed. Veterans react to Senator Johnson from Wisconsin, my home state. God damn it, guys. What's going on up there? Senator Johnson's decision to block bill for combat injured veterans. You guys paying attention to this? Rich, good morning, brother. How are you? Under current federal law, well, I copied that down. Let me see here. Under current federal law, it states that if you're under a certain percentage, you can't get retirement and the full disability. So there's gentlemen, one of the veterans named Zentek, and roughly 54,000 other medically retired veterans cannot collect both their full military retirement pay and their full Department of Veteran Affairs disability compensation. Instead, the benefits are offset against each other. The Major Richard Starr Act aims to change that, however. The legislation would allow combat injured veterans with fewer than 20 years of service to receive both benefits. All right. So if you got medically retired um, less than 20, and that happens in quite a few, while still expressing appreciation, and this is what happened on the Senate floor the other night, while still expressing appreciation for veterans. I want you guys to pay attention to this, and I got a lot of veterans of you that are on here right now watching this. Listen to this. If you missed this, while expressing his appreciation for veterans, Senator Johnson addressed the Senate floor saying his decision was tied to concerns about federal spending. Fair enough. We're what, 39 trillion in debt, right? Quote, we can't just come down here and talk about how much we love vets and how we want to support them, he says. We also have to look at the reality of the situation in dollars and cents. We're $39 trillion in debt. Whose fault is that? That pisses me off. I'm sorry. Senator Johnson, were you getting paid when the government shut down and when everybody else wasn't? You were still getting paid, right? Jason Johns, who's the National Legislative Committee chairman for the VFW, said, "We're very angered by this." Johns and the Department of Wisconsin State VFW Commander Ty Lito were part of the delegation of veterans advocating for the VFW legislative priorities who saw Johnson's objection firsthand. John said, "I voted for the man twice. I'm one of his constituents." Oh, excuse me. This is Lito said that. "I assure you I will not be voting for him next time." My understanding of this um, is that the Richard Starr Act was on its way to the floor and Johnson blocked it. This every veteran that's watching this right now, Rich, I hear you, Ken, every veteran in America should be pissed off right now because of this asshole. I said it. I don't care. Senator Johnson, I hope somebody toilet papers your house with shit paper. It's infuriating. And listen, I get the part where it's like, hey, we're concerned about the 39 trillion that the US is in debt. Whose effing fault is that? If you idiots that we put into office make better decisions, we wouldn't be in this position right now. This shouldn't even be a topic of discussion. I said it a couple weeks ago. You want to piss the two groups that you do not want to piss off in this country, first and foremost, are veterans and our first responders. Mainly the veterans. Senator Johnson is a disgrace. Is a disgrace. And anybody that backs Senator Johnson, in my opinion, you fall under that same category. How dare you? I tell you what, with as much trouble as our veterans have with the VA system, and you think it's the VA, it's one of the largest government agencies in the world, right? And none of them talk to each other. If you're out east and then you got to go out west, like it was like Phoenix, God, the Phoenix VA. Great people there. The people I'm not talking when I say the VA as a whole, I'm not talking about the people that work there. There's good people that work within the VA. The system itself and the higher up of the flagpole, shitbags. It's frustrating. We should not have to go through all of this. And if I'm wrong, they'd be the first time today. But how many veterans out there are frustrated by this? How many veterans out there deserve better treatment than what they're getting right now? I've got a gentleman in Montana that's dying of cancer because the VA has turned him down 3 times for treatments. It's not the first time it's happened. And unfortunately, it probably won't be the last. But until we get assholes like Senator Johnson out of office blocking this stuff, we're $39 trillion in debt. Let's take a look at the 39 trillion that we're in debt, where that money's been going. Because veterans make up what, less than 3% of the population? I don't even know what to say. But this one really pissed me off. Rich, I'm gonna put this up. Rich, I agree with you. Veterans make up pretty good percent of the first. Yeah, yeah. Can't. I've got friends that I know personally that work in different VAs across the country, and the people within the VA system at the lower levels are great people, great people. But then you get up the flagpole to like the decision makers, and it's all about getting their bonuses and getting their. It's I can't. I want to break something now. Yep. No more spike coffee for Adam anymore, especially talking about VA issues. This is we as the veteran community need to come together, and we got to bombard Senator Johnson's office, call his office, write letters. We got this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Let me see here. Rich, they tried, and they've got both senators up there involved, and I'm going to get more into that next, not next week, but the following. Let's get an advocate to write this up. Rich, I'm going to put this up here too. Let's get an advocate to write this up. This is, and I know there's the VFW. There was a bunch of veterans from Wisconsin from the VFW were there. They were there, and they're pissed or angered. Jason Johns, National Legislative Committee Chairman for the VFW, not happy about it. Rightfully so. We're all pissed off. Moving on. Let's move on. Senator and police remove Marine veteran for protesting the Iran war from hearing. A GOP senator joined Capitol Police officers in forcibly removing an anti-war protester and Marine veteran from the Senate Armed Service Subcommittee hearing on March 4th. The Marine, who Capitol Police identified later as Brian McGinnis, shouted, "No one wants to fight for Israel," as he was dragged from the hearing room for the subcommittee on the readiness and management support. It came days after the United States and Israel launched strikes against Iran on February 28th. Earlier this week, 6 U.S. soldiers were KIA in Kuwait. I'd like to take a moment right now, just a moment of silence, if you guys will join me, just take a moment of silence for our brothers and sisters that had passed this week. One of those soldiers was Sergeant First Class Noah Tegens. Sergeant First Class Noah Tegens. I had the privilege of meeting him several times. Good dude. Funny. He helped my son out quite a bit for a few years during my son's undergrad. So yeah, seeing the name up there was sad. And anytime something like this happens to our community, it's sad, period. And then when you know the person, it just kind of hits different. So moving on. Last one that I got news articles. Here's another one. OpenAI or ChatGPT has entered into a deal with the Pentagon to use its technology for military operations, which has sparked significant backlash. No shit. From users concerned about privacy and ethical implications. The company has since revised its agreement to include safeguards against domestic surveillance and the use of its models for autonomous weapons. Excuse me. Sorry, that was loud. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. Later, another article stated OpenAI amends AI deal with the Pentagon after a weekend of criticism. OpenAI said on Monday that its deal to provide artificial intelligence technologies for the Defense Department's, it says Defense Department, classified systems now include additional protections to prevent its technology from being used in mass surveillance of Americas. Should this be concern for us? I think this is something they're just throwing it out there, guys. Stuff we need to pay attention to. Under the original deal, OpenAI agreed to let the Pentagon use its AI systems for any lawful purposes. That was under the original agreement. The company also negotiated terms that allowed it to uphold its so-called safety principles by installing specific technical guardrails on its technology. Do you think they're going to use artificial intelligence to spy on us Americans? Let me hear your thoughts, guys. All right. Listen. Got some dates here that are really important, and I really need you guys to help me out, push this out when I share these. And since I couldn't share them on the screen, I'll have to put them in the comment sections here in a little bit. But the first one is Military Creator Con. It's happening April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Go to militarycreatorcon.com. Listen, I've got a promo code HMG50. I've got 5 tickets right now at 50% off. I've only got 5. Once they're gone, they're gone. This, if you're a creator, if you're into the arts, if you're into new media, if you are into tech, this is the event you want to be at. This is our inaugural event. You do not want to miss this. April 16th, 17th, and 18th, Arlington, Texas, which is a suburb there of Dallas. Go to militarycreatorcon.com, HMG50. Give you 50% off. I only have 5 tickets. Once they're gone, they're gone. So put that on your calendars. Saturday, May 2nd, downtown Palm Harbor. We got a new event that we're going to be at. It's called Hero Fest, Florida, May 2nd, downtown Palm Harbor. Adam, where's Palm Harbor? That's a great question. It's like just north of St. Pete, on the other side of the bay from Tampa. So you can fly into St. Petersburg, you can fly into Tampa. It's all right there. But I'm going to read you what we got going on here. Second annual Hero Fest, Saturday, May 2nd, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Krabby Bill's. This event last year was hugely successful and received great by the community. So this year, they're working with Krabby Bill's as they also will be hosting their annual Rock the Harbor event to provide a much large and even better overall experience. 2 stages, 5 bands, 2 exclusive VIP areas, 150 plus vendors are going to be out there. It's going to be huge. This is all to celebrate the local heroes, first responders, and veterans. It's going to be awesome. It's May 2nd. So if you're down in the Florida area, would love to see you guys out there because I'm going to be there. Next up, we've got the Mr. and Mrs. Military Leadership Showcase. I went out of turn here. This is actually Saturday, March 28th at 6 p.m. In Pasadena, California. They're showcasing veterans in the community and honor those impacted by the California wildfires. So I'll be showing that up there. I cannot make that event. I will not be out at that event personally, but we are trying to get somebody from HMG out to Pasadena for this event. Next up, we got the National Social Media Awards, June 7th in Los Angeles. You can follow NSMA on Instagram or go to the nationalsocialmediaawards.com. We will be there. HMG has a table there. We will be taking out some of the shows at HMG that are interested. If you go to nationalsocialmediaawards.com, they've got like 25 different categories. Every category, you can nominate a veteran. Please do so. Go check that out. That would be awesome. So those are the events that we have coming up. What else? Shows this week. We got shows coming out our ears. I love them. I'm going to try to go through them here in the next couple minutes here. So stay with me. And those of you that are still on here, keep leaving the comments. I'm reading them here. I got them in my peripheral. Let's hear the comments that you guys have about some of the topics from today. I'm really curious. Keep them coming. In the meantime, Double S Podcast this week, Mr. Anthony Barra and Matt Ramey from New Mexico Bass Nation Kayak Club joined Gene this week. Took a preview of what lies ahead in their season. That's pretty awesome. You don't think fishing in New Mexico, but it's there. Yeah. Double S Podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got the Unbreakable Storm. Service Beyond Boundaries. RJ Casey's journey through the elite ops, identity, and purpose. RJ Casey is a veteran operator whose life's work spans from some of the most elite teams in our United States military. Went from the U.S. Army to the United States Air Force Special Warfare, and then on to other government special operations teams with over 35 years of distinguished experience in combat and personal recovery. He actually, he was part of he helped build and lead the SpaceX astronaut rescue and recovery team. Thought that was kind of cool. He's also a successful entrepreneur and the co-founder of Four Branches Bourbon, a veteran-led brand dedicated to honoring service, sacrifice, and camaraderie. Check it out. It's the Unbreakable Storm Podcast. Next up, we got the strategic veteran, Mr. William Holston, leading expert in business mistake prevention. This episode is packed with wisdom for everyone navigating the complexities of starting or scaling a business. All you entrepreneurs out there, highly recommend listening to this episode, The Strategic Veteran. Check it out. Next up, we got the disgruntled PM, Cass Whitaker, a seasoned copyright and marketing expert from Australia, shares insights on the power of writing and strategy, content creation, and personal branding. Another great episode, The Disgruntled PM. Check it out. Hey, real quick, you want to check out all the shows that we have, go to heroesmediagroup.com. We got some, they're all great. I'm loving them. Vet SOS podcast. Transition doesn't have to mean starting from zero. This week, Navy veteran and 27-year serial entrepreneur DeAndre Nixon shares how he leveraged his military dental technician experience to secure a job within a week of separating from service. Pretty cool. Check it out, Vet SOS. They do a couple of shows each week, so they've got some other ones out as well. Check them out. Arms Room Show. This week they did a blast from the past, and they did a review of an old Arms Room episode about fitness. Arms Room does a new episode every Monday at 2 p.m. Arizona time. Isn't this week? What is it? Daylight savings? Doesn't daylight savings happen this weekend? Anybody out there know if that happens this weekend? Next up, we have Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. This week, a short reflection on themes ahead: calming the body, clearing distractions, deepening awareness on addiction through simple human conversations. Love it. Keep it spiritually simple. Next up, Homefront Sit Rep podcast every Sunday and Monday nights. This one that we're talking about. The question is, what does it take to go from wearing the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, that's Marines, to strapping into a stock car and going 180 miles an hour? This week, Josh White, Marine Corps veteran turned professional race car driving, competing in the ARCA Menards Series and the ARCA Menards Series East. And he's got experience with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Check it out. Misfit Nation podcast with our man Rich LaMonica this week welcomes Carl Monger. I hit briefly on this last week because it was live. This week, it's also, you can hear it on all the podcast platforms. Carl Monger, retired U.S. Army Major, Ranger qualified, leader, licensed professional counselor, and the founder of Gallant Few. I'm going to say this about Carl real quick. Carl has been a longtime friend. He's a mentor, somebody who I have a deep amount of respect for, and somebody who I am honored to call a friend. He's no stranger to the Heroes Media Group. I've known him since 2011, 12 timeframe. This episode was awesome. He talks about everything that he's doing for clinical support. He's also the author of Common Sense Transition and a Subconscious Restructuring. He's a certified master trainer. Carl blends combat-tested leadership with evidence-based counseling to guide veterans through identity shifts, career pivots, and life after service. A great tool that you can use, I know, is the azimuth check. If you go to Gallant Few, you can click on their azimuth check and do that. Highly recommend it. Great episode with Rich LaMonica and Carl from Misfit Nation podcast. Check it out. Label Free podcast. Internationally recognized clinical nutrition expert Dr. John Lewis, founder of Dr. Lewis Nutrition, and author of more than 180 peer-reviewed publications with over 30 human clinical trials under his leadership. What are they talking about on the show? Well, they're talking about the connection between immune function and cognitive performance and how dietary supplementation can support brain resilience. Great episode. Check it out. Label Free podcast. Next up, People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got your 6 at 6. They sit down with Ryan Bremer, who's transitioned out of the military, didn't follow the typical script. He actually launched Vet Deal Maker, a platform dedicated to helping veterans step into business ownership, understand their leverage after service, and pursue strategic acquisitions with confidence. They also had musical guest, our good friend Stephen Cochran, singer, songwriter, performer, Marine, family man, and he's the driving force behind Label 22. Great episode, and I believe he sang one of his songs, Keeping On. So good episode, great episode. Check it out. We got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project. Next up, other side of the firewall. This week, they're covering cybersecurity, including China's vulnerability database, supply chain attacks, and the impact of AI on security stocks. Why is this important? Again, we've been talking AI for the last several months. It's here. It's not, it's coming. It's here. And we got to be, they're really starting to talk about like the global awareness on cybersecurity and what that looks like, not just here in the US, but everywhere. Check it out. Other side of the firewall. Next up, we got pushing back chaos. The question is, are you correcting yourself or are you attacking yourself? That's what they're talking about this week. They unpack acceptance without drift. Acceptance is the starting point, not the finish line. Self-hatred is not discipline. Compassion is not complacency. Great episode with Melon and Chris pushing back chaos. Check it out. I got a couple more here. Stay with me. Chasing happiness. This week, when you're on the long storm and your prayers seem to be hitting a ceiling, it's easy to assume, well, God's forgotten about you, right? That's what a lot of us think about. I've surely felt that way, but that's not the case. Ryan dives into it. Check it out. Chasing happiness. Last up, we've got rising voices from the front lines. In this episode, they're talking about mentorship and mentorship as a true test of leadership. Charisma fades, but systems, values, and people endure. Check it out. Rise up voices from the front line. Shout out to our community sponsors out there. Go check them out. We've got Forget Genetics, veteran-owned company. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle, veteran-owned company. One of our new community partners, Green Valley Hunters Paradise. They've got some upland bird hunts coming up, and they're filling up fast. You can reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram, Green Valley Hunters Paradise. And it's tax season. Some of you have reached out to me asking who we do our taxes with and who I use. I call him my money guy, Anthony Moriello. He's a good friend. My Tax Fella. Go to mytaxfella.com. Get your stuff done right. That's all I got to say about that. And then, of course, HMG Beverage. Go to hmgbeverage.com or hmgcoffee.com. Use promo code HMG10. I'm going to give you 10% off through the weekend. That's it. That's all the time I got. My goodness. So what have we learned today? We learned that the people in our United States government suck, particularly senators that stop bills that help veterans. We've also learned that Adam should not spike his coffee when doing a show. And we've learned that we've got a lot of birthdays coming up this month. I want to see everybody celebrating this month. This is going to be a positive month. Not all the news, unfortunately, was positive today, but that's all right because we still got the rest of the day and we got all weekend, right? So we're going to make the best of today. I appreciate all of you jumping on today. All of you that left comments, thank you. Share this out. Let's put some pressure on these senators for our veterans. It's the least we can do. Don't get the 45-degree syndrome. Shut the phones off. Shut the TV off. Shut the computers off. Get outside. Spring is right around the corner. Hopefully it's nice where you are. Next week, I'm going to be on the road. So there's a good chance I might be late. But, hey, David Wills, there you are, brother. How are you? But get outside this weekend. And next week, we're going to should be live from Atlantic City. We'll see what happens. If anybody needs anything, y'all know what to do. Leave a comment or DM us on your favorite social media platform, Heroes Media GRP. That's it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We're off to a great start in March. God bless you. God bless America. God bless our troops. I love you all. We'll see you next week. Take care.